Why has HS2 cost 10 times as much per mile to build as France's TGV network? The Chancellor asked on this programme yesterday. Why have the costs of building that high-speed rail link between London, Birmingham and Manchester run, to use the Chancellor's words, out of control? Well, let's put that question to a man who knows about building high-speed lines. He was chairman of what was known as HS1. That's the rail line that goes from London St Pancras to the Channel Tunnel near Folkestone. He's Rob Holden, and he also went on to be chief executive of Crossrail. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Nick.
What's your answer to the Chancellor's question?
I think originally this project was ill-conceived in that fact it was designed to operate at 400 kph, kilometres per hour, albeit I now see it's been reduced to 360 kph. The cost of that relative to building a railway like HS1 at 300 kph and at most lines in continental Europe is exponentially higher, simply because of the engineering, the environmental mitigations are very, very expensive.
But isn't the point that's being made not simply that this is a high spec and therefore a very expensive railway, in part because it goes through either beautiful countryside or built up areas, unlike the French railway, but also that the costs have ballooned? I mean, they just keep going up.
Yes, and I mean that arises because of the extra commitments which are made during the process. Very often the costs rise because the design of a mega project like HS2 is not as complete as it should be. There's no doubt that the costs have risen, and that speaks for a lack of control. But the overall cost of the railway should never have been as much as it was, as I say, because it's designed. Yeah. It was designed to operate at a speed which is not appropriate for this country.
Did someone pick up the phone to you and say, look, Mr. Holden, you've chaired the company that built successfully a new high-speed rail link down to the Channel Tunnel. Come and give us some advice.
Well, many people did say that, including former permanent secretaries of the Department for Transport. But when I applied for a role in High Speed 2, the message came back from a senior official in the department that I didn't have the qualifications and experience.
No qualifications and experience, despite having been involved in building one?
Not only building one, but building a railway which came in on time and under budget.
Well, give us finally then the lesson you learn. Is there something about the way you did that project, where the way, in contrast, the way that this has been run, which explains the cost overruns? We
use tried and tested technology. High Speed 1 is an extension of TGV Nord. It was French TGV technology. It worked out of the box.
But wasn't it also, you wrote to the Times recently, that you didn't tell people what the total budget was so that people couldn't just inflate their costs thinking, my goodness, there are all those billions to spend, let's get on with it?
That's true. The true budget was only known to a handful of people. And as my letter to the Times said, when we actually disclosed the budget at Crossrail, the quotations, the proposals came in, and as I said, they were eye-watering amounts above what the budget was allowed.
So once people see a big number, they think, oh, well, let's inflate our number in order to get a bigger slice of that.
Precisely.
Rob Holden, former chief executive of Crossrail and chairman of HS1, thanks for joining us.